Wallace Industrial Tools and Supplies knows Southern Illinois. Located in West Frankfort, they're your Milwaukee superstore with over 8,000 square feet. Wallace Tools has the largest selection of Milwaukee within a 2-hour radius. Find power tools such as drills, saws, lights, shop vacs, and more with pricing lower than you'll find anywhere else. Wallace Industrial in West Frankfort.
IBI Management manages over 2.5 million square feet of industrial storage, warehousing, and office space in Tennessee, Indianapolis, Ohio, Illinois, and South Carolina with 64 tenants. Please feel free to contact us for any management needed for your property. Feel free to reach out with any questions to Bobby and Iris Kazadi.
With an award-winning body shop right here in West Frankfort, Illinois, Wicks is your hometown Chevrolet, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram dealer. Come out and visit us in person or online at gregweeks.com. Your hometown dealership, right on the price, right off I-57.
Kids Corral Incorporated, celebrating 25 years serving the children and families of Southern Illinois. Owned and operated by Gina King and Kristen Cass. Kids Corral in West Frankfort.
Redbirds Live, brought to you by the partners of Sam C. Mitchell and Associates, including former West Frankfort High School dual sport standout Lance Brown and fellow West Frankfort alumni and veteran Matthew Caraway. The law firm of Sam C. Mitchell and Associates are proud members of the West Frankfort community and proud servants of all of Southern Illinois.
Ask Melissa Walden about Shelter's Auto, Home, and Life options. Call or text at 618-937-2092. Melissa Walden, Shelter Insurance in West Frankfort.
Contact Power Wash Plus for a free quote on all your residential or commercial pressure washing needs. Professionally operated, fully insured. Call Power Wash Plus at 618-663-2505 for more information. That's Power Wash Plus at 618-663-2505.
Howell Insurance is a proud sponsor of Redbird Athletics. Serving West Frankfort since 1925, we provide auto, home, business, life, and health insurance. Howell Insurance partners with Auto Owners Insurance Company to handle insurance the right way, the human way. Call Ryan, Jessica, or Susan Patton at 937-4000. Experience a taste of Mexico at La Fiesta Mexican Restaurant. We have the best food and drinks for the whole family to enjoy. See you tomorrow, amigos.
The city of West Frankfort is proud to support the students of Frankfort Community High School. The future is in the youth of our community. Go Redbirds. McDonald's, family owned and operated. Moreland McDonald's has 21 locations to serve you.
People's National Bank has been serving the communities of Southern Illinois since 1909. We believe that great customer service along with a wide variety of products will meet all of your banking needs. Come in and check us out today. People's National Bank, member FDIC. The West Frankfort Aquatic and Activity Center are proud partners of Redbirds Live. Come check out our heated indoor swimming pool, fitness center, and basketball gym. Stop by for a visit, or you can contact us at 618-937-1665. All right, we welcome you into Redbirds Live, live from Bill McKee Field in West Frankfort here on Senior Day for the West Frankfort Redbirds up against the Hawks of Gallatin County. I'm Garrett Smith, and I'm joined by Quincy King on today's call.
It's been a long time since we've been able to do one of these broadcasts. I feel like I've been here, know with weather delays and stuff always getting pushed back. But I'm glad to be here and calling Saturday game at 11 o'clock. It feels good. It's a nice day, and I'm ready to go.
We guys welcome you in here in our pregame coverage. Brought to you by Wallace Industrial Tools and Supplies in West Frankfort. 2 Frankfort seniors honored before today's game. That is Hayden Mitten and Deacon Webster. And as I assumed would happen here on Senior Day, it's in Webster's hands. He's going to get the baseball here in a little bit. We'll get you the lineups here in a moment. And also our keys to the game after our coaches meeting and the playing of our national anthem. It's a beautiful day here in West Frankfort. Senior Day Baseballs, the West Frankfort Redbirds and Gallatin County Hawks, coming up shortly here on Redbirds Live. Now the starting lineup for the Gallatin County Hawks. At shortstop, number 1, Fallon Smith. In center field, number 10, James Wood. At third base, number 15, Trey Martin. At first base, number 23, Grant Jackson. At second base, number 21, Packer Braun. At left field, number 6, Owen Wargle. Catching number 9, Isaac Walters. In right field, number 24, Dylan Rushing. And pitching for the Hawks, number 2, Caden Dowry. And now the starting lineups for your West Frankfort Redbirds. In center field, number 3, Cam Joyner. At third base, number 1, Hayden Minton. In left field, number 2, Chase Patterson. At first base, number 4, Eric Duncan. At second base, number 8, Chris Sample. In right field, number 0, Lucas Parker. Catching number 5, Ethan Odom. At shortstop, number 12, Chase Bennett. And pitching today for your Redbirds, number 11, Deacon Webster. At this time, we ask that you please rise, remove your hats, and direct your attention to the American flag at center field for the playing of our national anthem. Alrighty, let's get to our starting lineups real quick. That is brought to you by Sam C. Mitchell and Associates. And we'll begin with Gallatin County. Leading off at short, number 1. It's Smith batting second. Center, number 10. Wood batting third on the mound, number 2. Downing batting cleanup at third, number 15. Martin batting fifth at first, number 23. Jackson batting sixth, 21 at second. Fromm in the 7th spot, the DH, number 25. Brown batting eighth and left, number 6. Wargle batting ninth. The catcher, number 9. Walters out and right, not in the lineup. Number 24 rushing for Frankfort. Leading off in center, it's Joyner batting second. At third, Mitten batting third and left. Patterson batting cleanup on the mound. Webster batting fifth at first. Duncan batting sixth at second. Samples in the 7th slot and right. Parker batting eighth. The DH is Shoup, who's hitting for the catcher Odom, and batting ninth at short is Bennett. Those are your starting lineups brought to you by Sam C. Mitchell and Associates. Senior day here for Bill McKee Field in West Frankfort. Let's get to our keys to the game, brought to you by Weeks in West Frankfort. Quincy, what are the keys for the Redbirds today?
You know, the keys for today. It's for two guys. It's your last time playing on Bill McKee Field. Uh, let's go out there with some sense of, that we're all seniors today. We're going out here, act like we're playing. Everybody's out there playing their last game here on Bill McKee Field because you go out there with the kind of mindset that it's kind of like that way. You're gonna play better. It's all about mentality when you're at this level of sport play. You go out there, play a clean game, do what you can to get on first base, and I think they can get a really nice win here.
It's been a long time since we've had a call. And this first pitch underway at 11:06 in the morning here on this Saturday for ball 1 outside. It's been a long time, a couple of weeks since Frankfurt's last home game, and that was a victory over the Benton Rangers.
I've been really wanting some baseball. It's seemed like I haven't been out here in months.
Webster gets a called strike there to avoid falling way behind in the count. It's 2-1. On Smith. This one's left up for ball 3.
Maybe a good thing we get the balls out of here early. Get this control underway here early.
This is lined back up the middle, and Webster couldn't get the glove up in time. It's a leadoff single for Smith. Here's James Wood, Gallatin County center fielder, and they've played some good baseball this year. Have the Hawks. There's called strike 1 into Wood. Oh and 1. This one's smacked out towards left, but off maybe the end of the bat, and it falls quickly and in front of Patterson. Not squared up, but it worked out for Wood as it came off the end of the bat. And as quick as it went up, it came down, and the first 2 have reached on base hits.
Yeah, I definitely think if he would have squared that up, it would have been an easy routine play for passing out and left. Hitting it off the end of the bat really helped him out. And that ball really died when it got past the infield.
Here's Caden Downing. Ball 1 high. Single from Smith, single from Wood, and the 3-man is up with nobody retired here in the first. One's below the zone, ball 2. Webster checks the runner at second. Comes home, grounded over towards short. Slow roller. Bennett's there. Fields fires to first. And the runner's going to be out at first on the ground out, and runners moving up to second and third. Trey Martin with a good RBI chance. The Gallatin County third baseman.
This is the position that almost every cleanup hitter wants to be in. Got runners scoring position. All it takes is something easy to the outfield, and you're getting 2 RBIs.
And with less than 2 outs, it's a good chance even an out here. As long as it's not a strikeout or a pop-up on the infield, it's going to get one in too. Ooh, and that one somehow missed on the off speed. Instead of 0-2, it's 1-1. Looked to a full umpire behind the plate. This one's just slapped out to right, and it's a diving catch. And they're going to try to double up the runner back at second, and they do. Diving catch out and right from Lucas Parker, and they double up Wood at second.
What a play from Parker.
Somehow, the Redbirds get out of it unscathed. It's 0-0 going to the bottom of the first here for Bill McKee. Hey, Redbird fans, as a reminder, our concession stand is open right now down the left field line. We've got hot dogs, hamburgers, nachos, pretzels, soda, pizza, hot door. All proceeds go to benefit the maintenance and upkeep.
Ask Melissa Walden about Shelter's auto, home, and life options. Call or text at 618-937-2092. Melissa Walden, Shelter Insurance in West Frankfort.
Wallace Industrial Tools and Supplies knows Southern Illinois. Located in West Frankfort, they're your Milwaukee superstore with over 8,000 square feet. Wallace Tools has the largest selection of Milwaukee within a 2-hour radius. Find power tools such as drills, saws, lights, shop vacs, and more with pricing lower than you'll find anywhere else. Wallace Industrial in West Frankfort. Going to the bottom of the first. Inning started off pretty well for Gallatin County, but how about, Webster able to get the 3 guy to ground out, and then Lucas Parker with a diving grab, and then doubling up the runner. He doesn't make that catch. It's an easy 2 runs, and you got another guy still out there and only 1 out. So huge momentum play here in the top of the first as the Redbirds come to bat in the bottom.
Yeah, you know what you got to call that right there is the defense having your back out there. That was a great play out in Parker. Lucas Parker out in right field. It was a risky play to go for. He went all out for it, and that's the kind of mentality I think we need to be having today. Act like you're playing your last game here. He went all out for that ball. It worked out for him. Got the double play. Now we're going to the bottom inning. Looking pretty solid. Try to get something going on offense.
Yeah, like the players, we're trying to bring our best here today. We got the dream team. No offense to Paxton, but he's not here to defend himself. So,
hey, you could always talk when they're not here to defend, and he might not get another shot until next season.
That is true. We'll see if we got coverage next week postseason. I know IHSA is kind of nitpicky about postseason broadcasting, so make sure you tune into our Facebook, social media. That's where we post most of our updates. That would be the best place to find out if we're going to be covering next week with Frankfort going to Metropolis to play Massac County. And as the game goes on, we'll read off a lot of those matchups that are set up both on baseball and in softball. As softball's down the road playing their senior day against Chester. And Frankfort's got Joyner, Mitten, and Patterson due up to begin the bottom of the first, up against Caden Downen. First pitch on the way. Off speed in for strike 1 call. Cam Joyner out in center field, per usual. And this one goes in and hits him. Not a guy you want to give a free pass down to first, especially with nobody out. Joyner takes the easy trek down to first base with the hit by pitch.
Yeah, we'll definitely take it. And, those 2 pitches we've seen, looks like he has better control with his off-speed pitch than he did his fastball.
And like what you said with Webster, you got to just kind of find your feel here early in the game. Webster missed a little bit and was still able to get a 0. That's huge because if he starts hitting his spots and getting some command, he could have a good day. And I think the same key here would be said for Downing. First inning is really about throwing strikes. Decent lead for Joyner at first. Here's Hayden Mitten, one of two seniors on the Frankfort roster, honored here today. Big move to first, and it gets away, and Joyner's going to have second, and we'll see if he's got third. Joyner's coming around second, headed for third. Throw going in, and he's in there safely. That is the risk you run on a pick play here at Bill McKee Field. If you throw it away, that base runner's got a whole lot of time to get up and start running, especially if you got one of the quicker guys and Cam Joyner on the bases.
Yeah, you always got to take that risk of not really knowing if the first baseman's got a really good arm. Most of the time it's not really the case, so you kind of want to take that risk and send him to third, as he has a way better chance of making it there.
Now Mitten with a prime opportunity. Takes a pitch high for ball one. So Joyner gets to third without a ball in play and without a pitch being thrown to the second hitter. It's probably not drawn up in Gallatin County's game plan here today, but now it's their turn to try to work out of traffic because it's 2-0 to Mitten as another fastball misses high. Almost overthrowing right now, trying to get too much velocity instead of location. And this one's spiked down low, 3-0.
Yeah, these early innings, it's tough to gain control when you get something that kind of flusters you a little bit. And now, too high, and then tries to recorrect himself and throws it way low, spikes in the dirt. Finally gets something there. But like you said, it's all this first inning's all about, you got to throw strikes. You got to find what you're going to be hammering, the whole game. What kind of play to the umpire strike zone.
This one hits Mitten up near the head. Looked like it caught the helmet. And they're going to check on him. He will be awarded first base. Back-to-back hit by batsmen here in Joyner and Mitten. I'm not sure where that caught Mitten. It was up near the head area, obviously. I don't want to speculate, but um, possibly grazing some of the face along with the helmet. But that's the one part of baseball you hate seeing, something like that. And you know, good call by home plate umpire to tell him not, hey, don't even try getting up. No reason to rush anything. We're going to make sure everything's good, and we got to run through some procedures and all that. But you hate to see something like this. Um, but from a baseball standpoint, you touched on it. Downan's really struggled throwing strikes.
Yeah, the control hasn't been there. It looked like he was going to have some, good control in this first inning. Throwing a breaking ball that, hanging fell middle of the plate. But yeah, no, he's really had some trouble with fastball, and it's kind of been all over the place for him right now. And we'll see if he can, get things together and start throwing some strikes, or it's still going to be a wild day for him.
And they will have, I think it will be Cade Reynolds coming in to run for Hayden Mitten, who's able to get off the field. Still, you don't want to, chance anything with something like that. So I'm sure he'll have some time to, go into the dugout and they'll do some more checks there and, based on their evaluation, whether or not they think he can keep going. Because ideally, they would love for him to. I mean, it's his senior day here. It's his final game on this field.
Right.
But you can't play with things like that. So he's got to be 100% for him to come back out, in my opinion. So Reynolds will run at first, Joyner's at third, and Chase Patterson, Frankfurt's best all-around player this season, at the plate. This is how couldn't have drawn it up better if you're a Redbird fan. Reynolds going nowhere, ball missing high. And from a hitter's approach, I think you really got to make down and come to you right now and prove that he can throw a strike.
Yeah, I mean, you go up there in mentality, I'm gonna see a strike, I'm gonna put some pressure on you because I ain't swinging the bat until you can throw me something right down the middle.
Instead, fouled right back to the screen. Reynolds was going on the pitch. It counts 1-1. Not a whole lot of baseball played here recently with all that severe weather. Earlier this week and a lot of rain in the week prior. We mentioned the first home game since the 23rd. Counts 2-1 on Patterson.
Seems like the severe weather always came on a very unfortunate uh, span of days. It always came when there's ball games going on, which was very disappointing.
In the first month and a half of the season, it felt like nothing got rained out. 3-1. And this was originally scheduled for Tuesday earlier this week. And all of Frankfurt's remaining home games got rained out. And they said, well, we haven't done our senior day yet. We'd like to reschedule it. And credit for Gallatin County in that short of notice saying, yeah, we'll still come over here and play, even though it's a weekend, even though we're getting some bad weather. So a lot of respect for them, too. Patterson, he's walked, and the bases are loaded. And again, Deacon Webster, the senior, comes up, and he's got bases loaded and nobody out. A prime opportunity for the senior Webster to give himself the lead. And what a flip here after first and second, no outs in the top, no one scoring, and now you got bases loaded, no outs in the bottom of the first. And if you can use past experience as an example, um, you have to score here because the Redbirds ran up to score on Benton in the first. They didn't score again. Fortunately, they got enough there in the first to win, but you just don't know when you'll get opportunities. So you think a crooked number has to go on the board here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what better than to not strike here in the first inning and try to get some great momentum to help you go the rest of this game. It's always best you score early in the first inning. There's a lot of good vibes and good momentum that you can push for the rest of the game, especially when you're looking at that scoreboard every inning and you're seeing what the score is. It's kind of like a pick me up, and you'll go out there and do better, believe it or not.
We already have a pitching change. Gallatin County not taking any chances. Bases loaded, nobody out bottom one. And they will move to Smith coming over from short to come in to pitch. This pitching change brought to you by Power Wash Plus in West Frankfort. So down and faces three, he hits two and walks one. Just couldn't find the strike zone. And it was really, like you said earlier, it was with the fastball. He couldn't locate the fastball. His off speed didn't look to be that bad. It was in and around the zone. The fastball, he just looked like he was trying to overpower it. And, when you do that, sometimes you release points all over the place, and it was showing because he was missing up, he was missing down, he was missing out, and he was missing in.
Yeah, yeah, and I think Down's I bet he's one of their guys. He's a good pitcher. He comes out there and he gives valuable innings for Gallatin County. It's just, sometimes you just don't have it on certain day. It's kind of a feeling thing, and it could be driving all the way here to West Frankfort, but today just wasn't it for him, and you know, good luck to him on his next adventure.
Deacon Webster steps in. In the four spot in Frankfurt's lineup. And nobody retiring, bases loaded. Infield drawn in towards the lip of the grass. Webster, first pitch, swing and a miss. Trying to jump on Smith, who moved from short to the mound. And Downen just went from the mound to short. So easy flip flop there. Webster 0-2 in the count as he waves it one outside. Eric Duncan would be next. Webster's got to protect here. A couple swings and misses already. Next one to Webster. Inside. Ball one. That one came close to, clipping Webster.
Yeah, definitely. I think if he didn't get out of the way or do anything there, it definitely would have clipped him somewhere.
Webster, fly ball towards the gap. This one's going to split the outfielders. One is in. Here comes the second. Patterson's flying around third. He's going to be waved in, and it's going to be a 3-run double for Deacon Webster. An early Frankfurt jolt, and the senior does the damage there. 1-2, and he smoked it into the left center gap. So he finally timed up that pitch. A couple of these guys in the middle of Frankfurt's order can only throw the same pitch twice. You can't go back to it a third time, and Webster proved the point there.
Yeah, definitely. He went back to that pitch. He just left it way too over the middle of the plate, and Webster made him pay. He sent the ball out there for a ride and unload the bases.
Eric Duncan, Redbird first baseman. And a great start for the Redbirds. Coming to the plate, and Duncan's out in front of it, pops it up, foul. It's going to get out of play on the left side. We've seen with Smith moving to the mound, Frankfurt's been way out on their front foot trying to time this pitch, and Smith, not the same velocity that we saw with Downen, at least not to this point. 0-1 on Duncan. His job is to get the runner over. 0-2 on a ball that about hit him in the elbow. That's tough. I'm not sure what he can do with it other than maybe get out in front and foul it off, but looked to be well inside.
Yeah, I was almost for certain that was going to be a ball, and umpire thought different, but what he says goes.
Duncan grounded down the third base line. It just trickles foul at the last moment. Duncan's job to get him to third, and Sample's job is to get him in. You'd be happy with a 4-run first.
Absolutely. There's only been a number of times Frankfurt's been able to come out in this first inning and do something like this, and it's nice that it's coming later in the year.
Duncan down the line. It is a fair ball. Late call, but it's fair. Duncan's going to have himself an RBI double. RBI double from Duncan. Fortunately for him, he didn't have 3 on like Deacon did, but he still gets an RBI double. They trade spots, and still nobody out. Duncan just kept it fair, and that was close down the left field line.
Yeah, I know it's a good piece of hitting, and you can tell he was out in front of it. He waited back a little bit more. It's going to third baseman, and probably going to be an out. So it's a good job of placing it
over the head of Samples, and it's a good thing the grounds crew had that freshly painted foul line down there to make sure they could call it fair or foul correctly.
I was going to comment on the grounds crew had those lines white today. They are bright and white and sexy.
One 0 to Samples. This one misses low, 2-0. Some people probably won't get the context of that, but that's a little inside joke amongst the grounds crew.
It's an old chalk the line joke.
3-0. Lucas Parker would be next. Made that terrific diving catch out and right to save 2 runs. And in response, Frankfurt's played at 4 before an out's been recorded. Strike one called. At the shoestrings of samples. Duncan leads from second. Swing and a miss. 3-2. From 3-0 to 3-2. Smith looking for a big first out. Sometimes you got to break the seal, get the first one, then they start coming a little easier.
Yes, for sure.
This one's grounded towards third. Bobbled, fielded. Duncan's going to head for third base. He's going to be in there. And the throw to first took the first baseman Jackson off the line. It's going to be runners at the corners. Still nobody out on the E5.
It's a very unfortunate play for Gallatin County, but very fortunate for the Redbirds. Runners at the corners, no outs, 4-run lead. Couldn't ask for anything better in this first inning.
Lucas Parker now steps in. He asks for time, steps out. 4-0 Redbirds here in the bottom of the first. Gallatin County needs an out any way they can get it. Showing bunt. Attempting and missing it is Parker, 0-1. Shoup is next. Then Bennett. Then it'd go back to the top. Outside runner's going to go, and they'll give second to Samples, 1-1. Duncan was not budging down at third. The 1-1 to Parker. Out low and outside for ball two. Two and one to Parker, second and third. Inside ball three. Three and one to Lucas Parker. Duncan at third, Samples at second, nobody out. Four have come in and touched home already for the Redbirds here in the bottom of the first. This one's fought off, grounded to third. Foul, and the count runs full. The 3-2 on the way. Down low, ball four. And the bases will be loaded for Kanan Shoup. Frankfurt's DH. And you can tell with Shoup, expected to be a big piece, and he will be moving forward. Never really got over that injury that he had. And, the fact that he's still getting some at-bats is a good thing, but not back to 100% yet, but been able to swing the bat, and it's worked. This one's floated out towards center, and it's down. One is going to come home to score on the RBI. Single from Kanan Shoup.
Saw a pitch to hit just right off the bat and sailed it out to center field. Good thing it was hit just strong enough and just weak enough to fall.
Left-handed hitting Chase Bennett steps in. Frankfurt's 9-hitter with a 5-0 lead. Nobody out here in the bottom of the first. Bases loaded. First pitch popped up on the infield. That's an infield fly. Whether he catches it or not, he dropped it, but it's still an out. And it's going to be a double play, and it's going to be a triple. No, he's safe at the plate. It would have been a triple play for the catcher. Walters drops the ball. And that's Frankfurt just not knowing the rules on the base runner. I mean, that's and they get a run, but they give 2 outs up on all the chaos here on that play. Runner does come home though, as Walters could not hang on. We got to pause here. Gallatin County's head coach coming out to talk for a moment. I'm assuming about the tag at the plate. Will be Cam Joyner, and he still got an opportunity, as it was after the throw to the plate, Lucas Parker was able to move up to third. But, regardless if that ball's caught or not, it's an out. With it being on the infield, less than 2 outs, runners at least on first and second. It's an infield fly rule, and no matter what, he can sit there and not try to catch it. It's an automatic out. And somehow miscommunication over at first allowed Shoup to get off the bag. He was doubled up. Play at the plate. Catcher hangs on. That's a triple play. It would have been an easy out, but he drops it.
It almost makes you think if some infields would even drop it on purposely just for a
See
situation
other teams
like
not know
that.
the rule. I've seen it before. I've even seen if there's a runner at first base and only first base, they'll get under it and let it drop if they like their chances with the hitter as the runner instead of maybe there's a faster guy on first. As long as it's something that's manageable, it's close to second base back, they let it drop, just tag second. They'll have a slower guy running to first base. Did it at the major league level a couple of times, but those guys are pretty smart up there. Grounded to third. Joyner's trying to beat it out, and he's out by a half step. 6-0 Redbirds. A very productive bottom of the first. Now they need another 0 here in the top of the second. 6-0 Redbirds over Gallatin County here on Redbirds Live.
Redbirds Live, brought to you by the partners of Sam C. Mitchell and Associates, including former West Frankfort High School dual sport standout Lance Brown and fellow West Frankfort alumni and veteran Matthew Caraway. The law firm of Sam C. Mitchell and Associates are proud members of the West Frankfort community and proud servants of all of Southern Illinois.
IBI Management manages over 2.5 million square feet of industrial storage, warehousing, and office space in Tennessee, Indianapolis, Ohio, Illinois, and South Carolina, with 64 tenants. Please feel free to contact us for any management needed for your property. Feel free to reach out with any questions to Bobby and Iris Kazadi.
All right, before this inning gets going, let's take a look at some of the postseason pairings. And we'll check first at the 2A boys. Benton sectional, regionals in Harrisburg, Nashville, Ziegler-Royalton, and Mount Carmel. Quarterfinal games, Johnson City, Vienna. All these games are on this upcoming Monday at 4:30. Frankfort, your Redbirds are at Massac County. You've got Chester at Sparta, Pinckneyville at Benton, and El Dorado at Hamilton County. That Benton-Pinckneyville game kind of, draws my interest.
I think that if anybody's wanting to watch some good baseball and is not willing to drive down to Massac and watch our Redbirds play, definitely check out that game if you want a good baseball game. I think it'll be pretty close, and it could go either way in that one for me.
Some higher seeds already in the semis. That's Harrisburg's at 1 and Frankfort's regional. AJ's a 4, so Frankfort can get past Massac County. You play a team that you've defeated already this year in Jonesboro. Nashville, high seed in there as a 2. DuQuoin a 1 at the Ziegler-Royalton Regional. This one's popped up, and it reaches the seats out of play for strike 1 on Jackson.
Gotta love the hustle from the Redbirds. Out of that fly ball, going 100% for that ball, even though it's out of fair play. It's nice to see stuff like that.
Frankfort softball into the semifinals of their regionals. This one popped up right side out of play. They will play Harrisburg at the AJ Regional on Wednesday at 4:30. Frankfort with a 5 seed up against the 4-seeded Harrisburg Bulldogs. And Frankfort softball's already defeated them this year, so a good opportunity for the ladies to get to the regional final, potentially against AJ, who has been dominant in softball this season. There's a late strike 3 called. For out number 1. Thacker Fromm is next. Then it'll be Brendan Brown. 5, 6, and 7 in Gallatin's lineup. And they've got to chip away. There's a called strike 2 on the off speed. Webster trying to find a groove here in the second.
I will say Deacon looks like he's very confident going up here in the second inning with a 6-run lead. How could he not be?
This one misses low. Looking at some of these postseason games, Ziegler-Royalton Murfreesboro could be a fun one there in the semis over at Ziegler. Swing and a miss. Webster gets back-to-back Ks here in the second. A lot of good baseball coming up next week. Brown is next. First pitch, missing down and in. Ball 1 to Brown, who hits from the left side. Swing and a miss as Webster wasting no time delivering that pitch. It's 1-1. Wargle would be next if Brown could extend the inning. Webster going right after it again. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Got to be able to take advantage of some of these lineups down in the bottom end. Nice pitch there on 0-2. That's below the zone, or on 1-2, that is, to make it 2-2. Don't have to always throw strikes. You can throw too many, and that's a good waste pitch there. 2-2, you got to go after him now. Swing and a miss, and Webster strikes out the side. And on cruise control there in the second. It's 6-0 Redbirds. They look to tack on in the bottom half, leading the Gallatin County Hawks here on their senior day for Bill McKee Field in West Frankfort.
Kids Corral Incorporated, celebrating 25 years serving the children and families of Southern Illinois. Owned and operated by Gina King and Kristen Cass. Kids Corral in West Frankfort.
With an award-winning body shop right here in West Frankfort, Illinois, Wicks is your hometown Chevrolet, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram dealer. Come out and visit us in person or online at gregweeks.com. Your hometown dealership right on the price, right off I-57. You're always taught as a pitcher after your team gets a big offensive output, the key is to go out and have a very quick next half inning, and that's exactly what Deacon Webster gave the Redbirds. 3 strikeouts of the 5, 6, 7 guys in the Gallatin County lineup.
Yeah, I know. I like what we've seen from Deacon in that second inning. He was out there, stood business, and he was up there for one thing, and he's coming up there. He's going to try to strike you out. That's what he was going up there to do. And what an inning for Deacon Webster up on the mound. Uh, really good pitching from him.
Cade Reynolds will bat. He will be in Hayden Mitten's spot in the 2 spot after Mitten exited the game after being hit by a pitch up near the head, and precautionary to get him out of this ball game and do some checks and tests on him to make sure he is okay. He was able to walk off the field, but head injuries you can't overlook. You got to go through all the steps, and I'm not saying that there is a guaranteed injury, but you can never be too careful with it. And so he exits the game, and Cade Reynolds is in, and he's in a 1-0 count. Reynolds would run for Mitten and would score in the first. Reynolds pops this one up back behind the second baseman. And then ends up out in left. Or rushing that is, comes in to catch it as he falls to the grass for out number 1.
It was good play from the right fielder from Gallatin County. I really think second base it should have been his ball, but they were able to work something out up there.
Chase Patterson now. He walked in the first, and he's ahead in the count 1-0. Smith back out there trying to grind through this inning as he inherited uh, some traffic. He inherited bases loaded, no outs, and it only got worse from there for Gallatin County. Frankfort then played at 6 runs. 1-2 now the count on Patterson as he takes this fastball. Next one down low and bounces in for ball 2. To the plate. Patterson lines it out towards right, and it's going to fall in front of Rushing. Had no chance to get to that one. Placed perfectly as it was lined out towards right field and over the second baseman's head. It's a base hit for Patterson, and he's reached in both at bats. Deacon Webster had a 3-run double on a 1-2 count in the first to get Frankfort on the board. He bats here with just 1 down, and Patterson leading from first. Webster goes way up after it, and it's bounced off of the third baseman. Webster somehow got the bat to that one way up in above the zone, and he's going to reach. You have to think that's going to be another error on the third baseman, Martin. Although a hard hit ball, but it's a play he wants to make over at third base.
Yeah, it's a routine ground ball, and I'm surprised that was a ground ball and how he could get on top of it from how high that pitch was thrown. Hey, it worked out in our favor.
Eric Duncan comes back in. He had an RBI double that scored Webster that just hit enough paint down the left field line. As he cruised into second, Webster scored easily from second base. 1-0 the count. And Duncan pops it up on the infield. That is an infield fly rule as well. That might be a play where you let it drop. You saw Frankfort have issues with it before. So guaranteed out no matter what. You might get them to run. And now there's 2 outs.
It's one of those things at this point. It's like, it's not going to hurt you. You let that ball drop, and maybe Frankfort makes another mistake on the base pass again.
Sample swings, lined over towards short. It bounces, and they'll just take the easy out over at third base for the force. So Frankfort gets a couple guys on, but Smith does a good job working around that traffic. We're going to the third. Same score. It's 6-0 Redbirds.
The city of West Frankfort is proud to support the students of Frankfort Community High School. The future is in the youth of our community. Go Redbirds.
Both pitchers trying to settle in, and there's a little bit of traffic there for Smith in the Gallatin County, but the key is they didn't give up a run. And as long as they can keep pace and not give up runs, they just have to have 1 or 2 innings where they can get back in this thing. But, it flips right back the other side. Mr. Webster and company, they got to go back and get a 0 of their own. Because if you throw zeros and, you spot them a run here and there, you're still in great shape to win this ball game.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, 6 runs is, a crazy feat to accomplish in a first inning of a 7 inning game of baseball. And, the way Deacon we saw him last inning, if he can keep this up and keep pitching like he did in the second, it's gonna be a short day for the Gallatin County Hawks.
Be 8, 9, and 1 due up for Gallatin County. That's Wargle, Walters, and Smith. And 1 and 2 in Gallatin County's lineup hit the baseball pretty well. So you'd like to handle these guys at the bottom before it flips to the top. Because Smith and Wood both had base hits to start this ball game, and looked like it could have been Gallatin County jumping on the board first. But a ground out, a diving play that out and right that turned into a double play, snuffed out any chance of Gallatin County scoring. Left fielder Owen Wargle steps in. Webster back out there. First pitch popped up. Underneath it is Reynolds for out number 1. That'll work. Quick first pitch pop up for the first out.
Yeah, we'll take it for sure.
Now it's Isaac Walters, Gallatin County's backstop. First pitch, outside ball 1. Next one swung on and missed for strike number 1. Walters was late to the baseball. Late again, 1 and 2. Webster going right after him. Webster back to work, swung on and missed for out number 2. Webster with another strikeout, quickly 2 away here in the top half of the third. And first time through the order, Webster with 4 strikeouts. Now it flips to the top in Talon Smith, who singled to center field. First pitch, line towards second, and Reynolds is over to make the play to his right. A quick 1, 2, 3 top of the third. We're going to the bottom half. Another good 1, 2, 3 inning for Deacon Webster and company. Redbirds coming to bat, up by 6.
Redbirds Live, brought to you by the partners of Sam C. Mitchell and Associates, including former West Frankfort High School dual sport standout Lance Brown and fellow West Frankfort alumni and veteran Matthew Caraway. The law firm of Sam C. Mitchell and Associates are proud members of the West Frankfort community and proud servants of all of Southern Illinois.
All right, Quincy, that's two quick Deacon Webster top halves of the innings in a row, and that's the key. You have quick top halves, and you can tack on a few in the bottom. You're in great shape.
Yeah, he's looking really good at the mound. It seems like he's on it today. He has a mission he's wanting to accomplish out there, and he's going out there and doing it. He's looked really really good the whole ball game. Second, third inning, came up there and just stood all business, and he's really getting the job done.
Lucas Parker, Kanan Shoup, Jace Bennett, 7-8-9 for the Redbirds. And first pitch grounded towards third. Fielded there, on to first, and unable to scoop it. And Parker's going to have second, and they're going to send him to third. Parker's going to go all the way to third base, and he is in safely. On the throwing error from the third baseman, Martin. Kanan Shoup with a good RBI chance. First pitch to Shoup, low and outside, ball one. Let's see if he can serve one out to center again, and that'll bring home Lucas Parker. Instead of grounder to third, Martin, it's right through his legs for an error on the third baseman, Martin. And he's having a tough time at third. And Frankfort keeps hitting it to him.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not been the greatest on the left side of the field, and it's shown.
7-0. Put it in play, good things will happen. Missing outside, ball one to Jace Bennett, who was the batter of that crazy potential triple play that ended up only being a double play, and Frankfort was able to score a run off of it. Bennett takes low, ball two. Nobody out here in the bottom of the third. 7-0 Redbirds. Shoup leads from first. Pick move, and back in safely, and Shoup's going nowhere as it bounces away. I think if you're Gallatin County right now, you got to think, hey, that hasn't worked today. If you're going to throw over, make it your slow move, maybe step off just to keep the guy honest. But trying to pick guys off has not worked. They keep throwing it away. Oh, strike one below the knees.
Yeah, when you're in this kind of predicament that you could say they're in, down 7 runs, you definitely don't want to give the opposing team some easier opportunities to score more. And yeah, like you said, the pickoffs have not been just there for them.
Ball three in the dirt, and Shoup's going to have second base. And now Bennett with a runner scoring position. Joyner's next, top of the Redbird lineup. 3-1, well outside ball 4. We'll have a mound visit here brought to you by La Fiesta Mexican Restaurant in West Frankfort. That's where Paxton's at right now, eating his lunch. It's a Saturday tradition. Goes to La Fiesta Mexican Restaurant.
I believe it is for him. He goes and gets a couple of chimichangas and he calls it good for the rest of the day. He's a big La Fiesta advocate, and I think he really makes his voice known here on Redbirds Live about his enjoyment of
His
La
passion
Fiesta.
for La Fiesta.
Yeah, his passion and his commitment to the store in West Frankfort.
Cam Joyner steps in, who's not at La Fiesta right now.
Nope.
Takes outside ball 1. Cam gets hit here. His dad, Michael, buy him some La Fiesta.
Sounds good.
Joyner to third. It's going to be tagging the bag is Martin. Firing to first. Long throw and save. Anyone else running, and it would have been a double play. Joyner beats it out. It's first and second. Nice play for Martin, who's had some issues, but that was a nice fielding of the baseball and tagging the bag and making a strong throw over to first. But they'll get just the one. Cade Reynolds steps in. Flew out to right. First trip up. Into the lineup in place of Hayden Mitten. One 1-0 the count. Way above the zone, ball 2. Would not be wise to walk Reynolds here to load the bases for Chase Patterson. Could really do some damage and try to blow this thing wide open. Coming to the plate. Ball's above the zone for ball 3, 3-0. Smith up at 46 pitches. Is in relief of Downing. 3-0 on the way. Ball 4. Reynolds is going to have an easy 4-pitch walk. And Chase Patterson will bat with the bases loaded and 1 down. And a huge right center gap. If Patterson could put it that way, you'd see probably 3 come in. Some good speed on the bases. And Bennett, Joyner, and Reynolds. Swing and a miss from Patterson. Trying to do some damage with that one.
You could tell he wanted it. You could tell in his posture. He kind of froze for a minute. And he was I can only picture his eyes were getting really, really big.
Next one. Swing and a miss. Same spot, same result. 0-2. Webster's on deck. Potentially another big opportunity for him with guys on base. The 0-2 to Patterson. Can Smith find a way out of this at bat? Only misses here outside. One and two. Patterson looking for a ball to the outfield. The next, up and in. He gets out of the way. 2-2. The 2-2. Swung on out towards the gap. Center fielder closing in on it, and he can't get to it. One's going to come in, and they're going to play station to station to make sure that dropped. RBI single for Patterson. Nice piece of two-strike hitting again from Frankfurt, and Webster will bat with the bases loaded.
Hey, Deacon has the way he's been playing some ball today. It's a great spot for him to be in. He's swinging the bat well. He's doing his thing on the mound. You know, it's turning out to be a pretty good senior day for him.
8-0, Webster at the plate. Swings at one way up, out towards left. Caught by Wargle, throws it in, and Webster's out on the fly out, and no one's coming home. He chased another one up in the zone. Didn't get it quite deep enough. But I think in that spot you might test the left fielder. You got your fastest guy on base. You might test him, just come home. I think with that throw, it didn't look super strong. Probably scoring on the play would have been Joyner.
Yeah, I think you test him, up 8 runs right now, and especially, yeah, like you said, we have Karen Joyner over there. It's got to be a pretty good throw for it to, it's got to be a good play made for it to be an out. So, it's something to think about.
Here's Eric Duncan. Bases still loaded. Duncan hits a slow dribbler towards short, fielded there by Downen, and fires to first over to Jackson for the third out. Frankfurt strands the bases loaded, but they tack on 2, and they lead at 8-0 as we head to the 4th.
Ask Melissa Walden about Shelter's Auto, Home, and Life options. Call or text at 618-937-2092. Melissa Walden, Shelter Insurance in West Frankfort.
Contact Power Wash Plus for a free quote on all your residential or commercial pressure washing needs. Professionally operated and fully insured. Call Power Wash Plus at 618-663-2505 for more information. That's Power Wash Plus at 618-663-2505.
Experience a taste of Mexico at La Fiesta Mexican Restaurant. We have the best food and drinks for the whole family to enjoy. See you tomorrow, amigos.
We head to the 4th, and after 2 more runs from Frankfurt, they lead at 8-0. You've got to keep applying the pressure. You don't want a couple runs scoring, Quincy, and a couple runs scoring Gallatin County thinks, okay, yeah, we can make a run at this thing. But if you keep them off the scoreboard, as long as you possibly can, the only more benefit it would give to your team.
Yeah, and I have full faith in, how Deacons pitched today. I think it's going to be hard for the Gallatin County hitters to get something working here. They're pretty down right now, and they really got to get some stuff going if they want to get back in this one.
This could be a big spot. 2, 3, 4 due up. Here's Wood, who's back in the hole 1 and 2. Then Downen, and then Martin. 2, 3, and 4 due up. Webster, the 1-2 on the way. Swung on and tapped foul over towards the Gallatin dugout. Webster tries again. 1-2. Fouled off right field line, out of play. Could not have picked a better setting for a baseball game here on this Saturday. Beautiful blue skies. Nice 70-degree weather. Nothing in the forecast, and the Redbirds leading 8-0, and another strikeout from Webster. Webster is now Cade 5. Here's Downing, who grounded out to third. Webster getting up there and going. Ball 1.
Moving a little faster. It seems to be working for him today, and he's in the zone right now.
The 1-0. Outside ball 2. Webster very efficient. 36 pitches to this point, even with the 5 Ks. And this one's smacked out towards left. Patterson turns, running back. It's going to one hop to the wall. Patterson's trying to get it in quick, and Samples on the relay can't turn and get it out of the glove. Even with the throw, it would have been a double for Downing. It got to the wall very quickly once it hit the ground. Patterson could not get to it in time. That thing was smoked and got out quickly to the left field fence. Here is Trey Martin, who flew into a double play on that diving catch out and right. Off speed, missing down and away for ball 1. The next, line back towards the middle of the field. It is down for a base hit. Joyner tosses it in, and I think they would have had a play at the plate. Instead, they just toss it back into the infield. It's an RBI single. 8-1, Gallatin County on the board. I think they come up firing from center. They got a play at the plate.
Yeah, it seemed like there wasn't much urgency to go for that runner who was threatening to score and then scored. That got to be heads up out there.
Grant Jackson steps in. Jackson struck out looking his first trip. He takes outside, ball 1. Pick moving, he's out at first. Quick move from Webster, and Martin was slow getting back to first with a very small lead, and he's picked off. Martin had about a 2-step lead, if that, and he still ends up being picked off. Down the line, left field, it's hooking, it's foul. Jackson gave that one a long strike 1. One and one the count. Webster now with bases empty after the pickoff. Missing high, ball 2. Limit the damage here to just 1. This one misses outside. 3-1. Fromm on deck. Swing and a miss from Jackson. 3-2. Payoff pitch here. Webster gets him to ground it to third. Fielded from Bennett over at third, firing to first. Stretch from Duncan, and the inning is over. We're going to the bottom of the 4th. 8-1, Redbirds on top of the Hawks of Gallatin County.
Hey, Redbird fans, don't forget our concession stand remains open down the left field line. We've got hot dogs, hamburgers, nachos, and much more. All proceeds go to benefit the maintenance and upkeep of Bill McKee and Charles Field. Wallace Industrial Tools and Supplies knows Southern Illinois. Located in West Frankfort, they're your Milwaukee superstore with over 8,000 square feet. Wallace Tools has the largest selection of Milwaukee within a 2-hour radius. Find power tools such as drills, saws, lights, shop vacs, and more with pricing lower than you'll find anywhere else. Wallace Industrial in West Frankfort.
Kids Corral Incorporated, celebrating 25 years serving the children and families of Southern Illinois. Owned and operated by Gina King and Kristen Cass. Kids Corral in West Frankfort. Hal Insurance is a proud sponsor of Redbird Athletics. Serving West Frankfort since 1925, we provide auto, home, business, life, and health insurance. Hal Insurance partners with Auto Owners Insurance Company to handle insurance the right way, the human way. Call Ryan, Jessica, or Susan Patton at 937-4000.
Into the bottom of the fourth, and it will be Samples, followed by Parker, and then Shoop. 6, 7, and 8. Big key there in the top of the fourth was only allowing the one run from Webster. Gallatin County only able to get one, although they put a couple of good bats to the baseball.
Yeah. Getting out of that inning with one run was huge. Not much damage was made, and nothing really at all. You're still up 7 runs and still looking good.
Samples at the plate. Takes this one, misses outside, ball 2. 2-1 the count. Next one. Samples hits it out towards left. Going back is Wargle, and it's over his head. It's going to be a leadoff double here in the bottom of the fourth for Chris Samples. Here's Lucas Parker. He's walked and reached on an error. He's got Chris Samples out at second base with nobody out. Up above his head for ball 1. Smith checks the runner and comes home. Grounded towards third. Fielded there. And the play will be at first base. Jackson has to stretch, but the out is made for the first of the inning. 5-3 on the ground out. And Kanan Shoop steps in. Redbirds look to get that run they gave up right back. Bounces in, ball 1. Nice stop behind the plate from Walters to prevent Samples from going to third. If that trickled away in any capacity, he was going to take third base. It's a good secondary lead. Shoot pops this one up. It's going to be back behind the backstop, out of play. Counts even at 1-1. Smith to the plate. Called strike 2. 1-2 on Shoop with Bennett on deck. Bounces in, and this one does get away from Walters, and it's going to be Samples down to third. Job gets a little easier for Shoup, although with 2 strikes, a ball in play. Will do a lot more than it would have with Samples at second. Count remains are now at 2-2. After that one missed down and in, got away. The next, and fouled back. Shoup just got a piece. Smith looking for a big strikeout or an out, some way to prevent that run from scoring. Looking for back-to-back scoreless frames. Or rather, the second scoreless frame after one came earlier in the second. And Shoup's hit by the off-speed pitch. And he was not getting out of the way of that one. He knew that one wasn't going to hurt. It's going to be a free 90 feet.
Yeah, I think you saw the off-speed coming. He said, "I'm gonna stay in the box for this one."
Not like a Randy Johnson 95-mile-per-hour fastball coming in. Might have shortchanged him there. More like 98.
I mean, honestly, I don't think, a lot of kids around here would even step in the box against Randy Johnson. I know I wouldn't. It takes some money.
If you did, you wouldn't have enough time to get out of the way.
Oh, absolutely not.
The thing would be on you in a heartbeat. Shoup's taking off. And it gets away and gets to the backstop. Samples is going to score. (9-1). Shoup gets a stolen base on that as he broke before the pitch got away. Samples will score on the pass ball. (9-1) Redbirds. They get that run back. And now they'll try to tack on. Bennett back in the box. Plate was dusted off. Smith comes set. Comes home. This one misses up and away. Ball 2. Lineup flips after this batter. So Joyner, then Reynolds and Patterson, 1, 2, and 3. Coming home. Bennett swinging at this one. Lazy fly ball out towards left. Wargle drifting, and he's underneath it for out number 2. Cam Joyner steps in with 2 down and a runner out at second. Number 3, Cam Joyner. This one bounces away from Walters, and a good read from Shoup will give him third base. Now another one to the screen, and Shoup can have home. Joyner pokes it down the third base line and foul. One and one the count on the Redbird center fielder. We'll have to get us an update from what's going on between Frankfort softball and Chester after the half-inning break. Outside, ball 2. Next, swung on and missed. Joyner went out of the zone to go after that one. 2-2. The 2-2 with 2 outs. Joyner bites one off foul. And try again. Count stays 2-2. Redbirds looking for a 10th run. Lead at 9-1 here, bottom 4. Swing and a miss. Joyner's underneath it. And that's out. Number 3. We're heading to the 5th. Frankfurt gets that run that they gave up back. Their ball gets to the backstop, and Sample scampers home after he got a double. 9-1 Redbirds. We head to the 5th.
With an award-winning body shop right here in West Frankfort, Illinois, Wicks is your hometown Chevrolet, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram dealer. Come out and visit us in person or online at gregweeks.com. Your hometown dealership, right on the price, right off I-57.
The city of West Frankfort is proud to support the students of Frankfort Community High School. The future is in the youth of our community. Go Redbirds.
All right, let's give our Kids Corral live look in from down the road. West Frankfort softball against Chester. They are in the top of the 7th in a 4-4 game. One retired, runner at first base. 4-4 in that contest. It's been Annabelle Hopkins pitching the entire way. She's up to 84 pitches right now in the 7th. And Frankfurt's number 1 pitcher trying to get to the bottom of the 7th in a tie game. It's 4-4 top 7 between Frankfort softball and Chester. Just down the street from here on their senior day, before they move into postseason action, they play Harrisburg next Wednesday at Anna Jonesboro, and Frankfort plays Monday at Metropolis against Massac County. Your Kids Corral live look in and update. Ready to go in the top of the 5th, and the first pitch misses for ball 1. And there's a called strike, 1-1. Next, slow dribbler over towards second. Reynolds fields, tosses to first for the out. Now it's Fromm who grounded out softly over to second. Brendan Brown next up. He struck out swinging. At one point, Webster had struck out four of five hitters in a 5-hitter stretch. This one's popped up. Odom turns. It's out of play back behind the screen for strike 1. Webster to the plate and slapped over to Duncan. Knocks it down, picks it up, and he'll take it to the bag himself for out number 2. 2 down.
Deacon looking like he's going to give himself another quick inning here in the top of the 5th.
See if we can get this out. And then you see a bloop and a blast. And that'll be it. Fouled back. And you're in a spot where it would make sense. Reynolds and then Patterson. And Webster to follow him. One floats in, and I'm not sure where that missed. Ball one. As pretty as it gets there.
I think yeah, it dropped right into the zone. Should have been called a strike two.
1-1 count. And laying off that time was Wargle, 2-1. Swung on and tipped into the glove for strike two. Webster's next. Bounces in, ball three. 9-hitter Walters on deck. This one's popped up, and it'll get out of play. Back behind the backstop. The next from Webster, way high and outside for ball four. There's a walk to Wargle. Isaac Walter steps in. Struck out swinging. First trip to the dish. And this one's thrown away. Duncan. Wargle advanced to second on the throwing error from Webster on the pickoff attempt. We've seen Frankfurt go first to third on that a couple of times, and that's just the hustle immediately hopping up. Wargle slowed up at second. If he would have went to third, he'd have been out by a long shot. Seen Joyner and Lucas Parker do it.
Yeah, absolutely. He would have been. It would have been a nice third out to have for the Redbirds. We got that ball in very quick, and he would have been gunned at third.
Next to Walters, he watches strike one. The 1-1 on the way. Swung on and popped up. Odom turns, gives it a look. It's out of play for strike two. One strike away from getting through this fifth. One, two on the Gallatin County 9-hitter, Isaac Walters. One good pitch here, and you can get him. And laying off a good pitch below the zone. Count evens at 2-2. Webster checks the runner and comes home. Swung on and missed for out number three. Another scoreless frame from Webster. We're going to the bottom of the fifth. The Redbirds can walk it off if they get a couple of runs. But regardless, they got a 9-1 lead on Gallatin County here on Senior Day for Bill McKee Field.
IBI Management manages over 2.5 million square feet of industrial storage, warehousing, and office space in Tennessee, Indianapolis, Ohio, Illinois, and South Carolina with 64 tenants. Please feel free to contact us for any management needed for your property. Feel free to reach out with any questions to Bobby and Iris Kazadi.
Gallatin County will have a pitching change. The Smith is done. And coming in to throw will be Owen Wargle. And this pitching change brought to you by Hal Insurance in West Frankfort. So Wargle in after Smith got outs from the first all the way through the fourth. He inherited the bases loaded, no outs in the first, and he pitched. He got 4 innings of work in before they turn it over here to Wargle with Cade Reynolds, Chase Patterson, and Deacon Webster. 2, 3, and 4 due up in the bottom of the fifth. This would be a good opportunity. New pitcher coming in. We'll see if a guy like Cade Reynolds would be patient at the plate. Maybe make him work to you. You've seen some struggles with the command from both of Gallatin's previous 2 pitchers, and Downen and Smith. So we'll see if the approach is here. But you get a couple guys on base, you bring them home. It's we're going home.
Yeah, definitely. Going home early in the fifth, and we'd love to see it. Let's put on 2 more runs here. Let's take this one home on Senior Day.
Webster to this point has been fantastic on the mound for Frankfort. Number 13, Cade Reynolds leads things off. He walked his last time up. Flew out in his first trip. Out to right. So Smith moves to left. Just flip-flop spots. First pitch, blooped over towards short. Fielded there, and a quick 1 pitch and 1 out. Over towards second. That is. It's Fromm who fields it for the first. Out here in the fifth. Number 2, Chase Patterson. Patterson bats, 1 out, nobody on. First pitch, called strike 1. From below the zone, 1-1. Patterson looking for a pitch to hit. He takes strike 2. This one, off speed. Just losing the grip on it was Wargle, and it goes into the back of Patterson. So hit by pitch yet again. And Deacon Webster steps in. Representing potentially the 11th run of Frankfort, which would give them a 10-run rule limit here in the fifth if he could touch home this inning. Patterson leads from first. He's going. Below the zone, ball 1. Then Walters unable to get it out of the glove, an easy stolen base for Chase Patterson. Eric Duncan on deck. Webster pops it up. It's back. Behind the screen, out of play, foul. 1-1 on Webster. Checking the runner, and coming home is Warville. There's strike 2 call. The 1-2 on the way. Webster grounds it back up the middle of the field, and it's going to be knocked off the end of the glove and goes into center, shallow center, so runner's not coming home. It's going to be runners at the corners. For Eric Duncan. And that was going to be a tough play, even if it was fielded cleanly, as Brom did not get to that ball very quickly. Grounded foul down the third base line. First pitch to Duncan, he's behind 0-1. Good courtesy run here with Webster if he wanted someone has some speed, but normally that's Cade Reynolds, and he's had to come into the ball game to replace Hayden Mitten. Came out after a hit by pitch. Ball misses up and away, ball 1. Samples on deck. This one's out towards left, going back near the wall, and it is gone. Eric Duncan, a 3-run bomb here in the bottom of the 5th. And a walk-off home run in sorts as it hits the 10-run limit. 3-run bomb to walk it off for Eric Duncan. Makes it 12-1, and that is your ball game.
What a shot, kid. What a shot.
So the final ball in play at this ballpark this season is a 3-run blast off the bat of Eric Duncan. Wow. Let's hear from some of our sponsors, and we'll get some post-game coverage. A fantastic day of baseball for the Redbirds. Could not have drawn this day up any better. Picture-perfect ending to this season here at Bill McKee Field. 12-1, we'll hear from some sponsors, talk to head coach Tyson Smith, and we'll see if we can get Deacon Webster up here. Pitched a good ball game as well, and let him come on and wrap things up. 12-1, Redbirds knock off Gallatin County.
Wallace Industrial Tools and Supplies knows Southern Illinois. Located in West Frankfort, they're your Milwaukee superstore with over 8,000 square feet. Wallace Tools has the largest selection of Milwaukee within a 2-hour radius. Find power tools such as drills, saws, lights, shop vacs, and more with pricing lower than you'll find anywhere else. Wallace Industrial in West Frankfort.
IBI Management manages over 2.5 million square feet of industrial storage, warehousing, and office space in Tennessee, Indianapolis, Ohio, Illinois, and South Carolina with 64 tenants. Please feel free to contact us for any management needed for your property. Feel free to reach out with any questions to Bobby and Iris Kazadi.
With an award-winning body shop right here in West Frankfort, Illinois, Wicks is your hometown Chevrolet, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram dealer. Come out and visit us in person or online at gregweeks.com. Your hometown dealership right on the price, right off I-57.
Kids Corral Incorporated, celebrating 25 years serving the children and families of Southern Illinois. Owned and operated by Gina King and Kristen Cass. Kids Corral in West Frankfort.
Redbirds Live, brought to you by the partners of Sam C. Mitchell and Associates, including former West Frankfort High School dual sport standout Lance Brown and fellow West Frankfort alumni and veteran Matthew Carrowan. The law firm of Sam C. Mitchell and Associates are proud members of the West Frankfort community and proud servants of all of Southern Illinois.
Ask Melissa Walden about Shelter's Auto, Home, and Life options. Call or text at 618-937-2092. Melissa Walden, Shelter Insurance in West Frankfort.
Contact Power Wash Plus for a free quote on all your residential or commercial pressure washing needs. Professionally operated and fully insured. Call Power Wash Plus at 618-663-2505 for more information. That's Power Wash Plus at 618-663-2505.
Howell Insurance is a proud sponsor of Redbird Athletics. Serving West Frankfort since 1925, we provide auto, home, business, life, and health insurance. Howell Insurance partners with Auto Owners Insurance Company to handle insurance the right way, the human way. Call Ryan, Jessica, or Susan Patton at 937-4000.
All right, Frankfort with a 12-1 winner over Gallatin County here this Saturday morning into the afternoon, and we are joined by today's winning pitcher, Deacon Webster. And good stat line here today, both sides of the baseball, Deacon. And before we get to the offense, take me through your approach pitching today, because you really look like a different pitcher here today than you have this season, and look like you came out with a purpose. Take me through what you thought here today, going into today's game and your final game here at Bill McKee Field.
Well, just want to come in and after Nathan getting hurt, that really got me going. But just come out, shut guys down. My last ever high school game here, so I just want to come out and get a win.
You can talk about the pitching. You had a really good game out there on the mound today. You had a really good game out there on the plate too. I think 2 hits today, and you put the ball in play another time too. What was your approach going up today? And it looked like you were just feeling pretty good today.
Well, I just went up there, basically see ball, hit ball. Just want to get some hits today.
Deacon, this has to be a big momentum for you guys. You've had some tough teams playing this week, some tough opponents. What's a win like this mean to propel you into the postseason? It's got to mean a lot of momentum moving into Monday against Massac.
It's good to end the season off with a W, to go into Massac, which is a really good team. I think they're second in their conference right behind Harrisburg. And it's going to be a tough opponent, but I think we can play with them.
Yeah, and then, if you get a win there, you play a team that you've beat already. So that's further on down the line. But congrats today. Good job, Deacon. And congrats on getting the victory as a team and winning pitcher here today.
Thank you.
That's winning pitcher today, senior Deacon Webster on Senior Day gets the victory. We'll finish wrapping up some ads, and we'll talk with head coach Tyson Smith here in a few moments.
Experience a taste of Mexico at La Fiesta Mexican Restaurant. We have the best food and drinks for the whole family to enjoy. See you tomorrow, amigos.
The city of West Frankfort is proud to support the students of Frankfort Community High School. The future is in the youth of our community. Go Redbirds. McDonald's, family owned and operated. Moreland McDonald's has 21 locations to serve you.
People's National Bank has been serving the communities of Southern Illinois since 1909. We believe that great customer service along with a wide variety of products will meet all of your banking needs. Come in and check us out today. People's National Bank, member FDIC. The West Frankfort Aquatic and Activity Center are proud partners of Redbirds Live. Come check out our heated indoor swimming pool, fitness center, and basketball gym. Stop by for a visit, or you can contact us at 618-937-1665.
What a day here from Bill McKee Field. 12-1. Frankfort gets the win over Gallatin County. Thank you for tuning in here on our post-game coverage brought to you by IBI Management. And we'll get to the City of West Frankfort box score real quick before we talk with Coach. 12-1 the victory, and we'll start with Gallatin County stats. Offensively, it was Smith had one hit, Wargle with a walk, Wood with a hit, Downham with one run scored and a hit, Martin with a hit and an RBI, and that was the offense for Frankfort pitching, or for Gallatin County, that is, and now the pitching for Gallatin County. Downham started the game. He got the loss. He didn't record an out. He gave up 3 runs, 3 earned, and walked 1 before getting to Smith, who went 4 innings, 6 hits, 6 runs, 2 earned, 1 strikeout, 3 walks. Wargle with the final third of an inning with 2 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned. Now to Frankfurt's offense. Joyner with 1 run scored. Mitten, 1 hit by pitch. In fact, Mitten, Patterson, Joyner, and Shoup all with a hit by pitch. Reynolds with a walk and a run scored. Patterson, 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 RBI, and a walk. Webster with 3 runs driven in, 2 hits, 2 runs scored. 2 runs scored, 2 hits, 4 RBIs for Eric Duncan on that 3-run blast there to walk the game off. Samples, 2 runs and a hit. Parker with a walk and a run scored. Shoup with a hit and 2 RBIs. And Bennett with a run and a walk. So 1 through 9 production for this team. Duncan, Samples, Webster with a double. As we mentioned, Duncan with a home run as well. Patterson and Samples with a stolen base apiece. And just Webster, 5 innings, 4 hit baseball, 1 run, 1 earned, 6 Ks. But the key is just 1 walk in that ball game for Deacon Webster. He kept traffic off the bases and helped Frankfort get a nice decisive win here today. That's your City of West Frankfort box score. We are checking in 6-6 right now in the 8th between Frankfort softball and Chester. So Chester scored 6 in the top of the 7th, and Frankfort scored 2 to send it to extras. So they're in a good one. Quincy, your thoughts on today's senior day action? A great win for the Redbirds.
Yeah, a beautiful win. Everyone came to play today. A 12-1 victory on senior day in 5 innings is, man, you can't ask for anything more. It's a good way to, for Deacon, the senior. It's terrible what happened with Mitten. Hopefully he's okay. But the senior going out and getting his final game on this field with the way he played his performance today. It's a good way to leave this field. But we still got playoffs coming up. There's still a lot more we got to get done, not completed yet.
We will be joined by head coach Tyson Smith after his team gets the victory here today. 12-1 over Gallatin County. First things first, Coach. Congrats on the win. It was a good one, and played some clean baseball today. Webster did a good job not giving free passes, only walked 1 batter. But, that's got to be some big momentum going in, because that's a good team. They've won a lot of games this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate you guys being here covering it. Yeah, Deacon threw well. It's great to have a performance like that right out of the gate on senior night, or senior day, I should say. Losing Hayden Mitten there in the, what was it, bottom first, right? Took a pretty tough shot to the face. He'll be all right. Obviously couldn't play after an injury like that. Hayden means a lot to us. He's been here all 4 years, worked his tail off just like Deacon has. So it's unfortunate he couldn't be here with us. He's a leader on and off the field, the way he carries himself and how he produces for us. But really proud of Deacon. Really proud of our underclassmen stepping up, filling the role. Katie Reynolds at second base when Mitten had to come out of the game. So and we played clean defense. I mean, you can stay in a lot of games when you play defense the way we did today.
A 12-1 victory today in 5 innings. You got playoffs right around the corner. How important was it to come in to your last home game today and get a win like we did today? Go into playoffs with some good momentum and good vibes going into Monday.
It was super important. The days that it's hard to believe we've played so much, but the days we've practiced, we've looked a lot like the product you saw today. We've been real tight, real clean, a lot of good energy. Guys kind of doing what they're supposed to be doing. So this is a really big win for us, not only to get back in the win column, but to take this high and this good energy into the postseason.
Yeah, it seemed like everything worked out. Picture perfect type afternoon here today. I mean, you get presented that opportunity. It ends up being a home run from Eric Duncan to walk things off uh, in a way, a walk off to end the game. I mean, to go up by past the run limit, but uh, cleared the wall by a whole lot of
Yeah.
feet out there. But it seemed like anytime there was momentum, a lot of times it didn't seem like, I still call it 50-50 plays that you normally would say in basketball, but a lot of times this year you guys didn't get those 50-50. It seems like they went your way today, and it just shows that a little bit of momentum goes a long way. I don't think it's 12-1 if Lucas Parker doesn't make the diving grab back in the first.
No, and Lucas is a guy. He's a freshman. He's always performed to his best ability when called upon. But like I go back to practice, we've really worked on balls that kind of the triangle drills where infielders are going back, outfielders are coming in, a lot of communication. So it's good we kind of worked on that. He's going to settle out anytime there's a ball anywhere close to him. So I was happy to see that from him. But I wouldn't expect anything else.
All right, Coach, we'll let you get out of here and get back with your team and get ready to go again on Monday in an elimination game against Massac County, a good team. And you don't play any more bad teams, and you haven't really played any bad teams this year. And like we said, that's a good team. They've won 12, 13 ball games,
Absolutely.
and they're seated high in their 1A regional. I think a 3 or a 4, and huge momentum going in. Congrats, Coach.
Thank you.
It's Coach Tyson Smith. He gets the win 12-1 over Gallatin County, propelled by a nice pitching performance from Deacon Webster, and capped off by a 3-run bomb in the bottom of the fifth from Eric Duncan. Closing thoughts, Quincy? Anything you got for me here?
You know, uh, like we discussed just right there, I feel like, today is a great game that we had going into postseason. Carrying a lot of momentum, a lot of high spirits and good vibes going into Monday, and I'm really hopeful for going down to Massac. It's going to be a tough game, but I'm really hopeful we're going to go down there. We're going to play our best ball and give us every shot of winning that game.
All right, let's get to the player of the game. That's brought to you by Melissa Walton Shelter Insurance. Player of the game here today, Quincy is.
I'm gonna have to go with Deacon Webster. Pitched a beautiful game. Uh, had good plate appearances, 2 hits, I believe, and if Deacon where he was on the mound today, he looked like an all conference type of pitcher. He went in there, he was on a mission, and he got the job done.
Yeah, 5 innings, just walking one, just giving up 1 run. You mentioned a couple of hits. He drove in 3 runs as well, including a double, single, and he reached on another ball that was hardly hit over to third base. I mean, he was on base a lot, and he was keeping guys off base a lot. Deacon Webster, rightfully so, your Melissa Walton Shelter Insurance Player of the Game. Stay tuned for what's next here at Redbirds Live. Um, keep in touch with our Facebook page. That's where we post all of our updates and schedules. Fantastic end to the regular season here at Bill McKee Field. For Quincy King, I'm Garrett Smith. Thank you so much for tuning in to Redbirds Baseball this season here